All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Today we are here with special guests. I've got two IDEA Instructor of the Years with me to talk about continuing ed. I've got Ingrid Cohe and Christine Conti. You guys both have the best names. Okay, hold on. It is telling me that we are not live on Facebook. What is going on here? So let me tell you what we're going to be talking about, and then I'm going to let Christine and Ingrid introduce themselves. You're going to see my eyes darting around so I can try to get us live on Facebook as well as on YouTube and Instagram YouTube and LinkedIn where we are live. So what we have noticed is that so many professionals are letting go of certifications or letting go of the idea of keeping up with their continuing education because they're either having to make a choice between keeping certain certifications or it's just too much of a time and money investment. The whole game has changed in terms of continuing ed. We used to go to a conference and get them all. That's not happening as much ever since COVID. Those things are just more expensive than they used to be. It's a time investment. Travel is an issue. So we're just seeing the whole method and philosophy about continuing ed changing. And so I wanted to have this conversation. I think it's super important for a lot of us as professionals, and I'm going to have it with two of the best. So I'm going to bring Ingrid and Christine up on the screen and let them introduce themselves. Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello.
So Ingrid, let's go with you first and then we'll go with Christine. Will you just give us a little bit of your background and some information about who you are and what you do?
All right. Well, I am located in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and I work for a company called Fitness World Canada as the director of fitness classes. So I oversee about 150 group fitness class instructors, and I'm very much in touch with making sure that they are certified and stay certified. So the topic of continuing education is definitely key for my role. Anyone in a leadership role, leading a team, you want to upkeep your standards and expectations, and education is a huge part of that. But on top of that, thank you for mentioning, I am the 2024 IDEA Fitness Leader of the Year. And in that spirit, I definitely have been able to connect with the larger community of IDEA winners, and Christine and I have connected on this topic, as well as a few other things. So it's been definitely an exciting next chapter to my journey. So thanks for having me.
Love it. So good to have you. And Christine, tell us, in case anyone doesn't know.
So I'm Christine Conti, and for today's purposes, I am the CEO of FitFix Now, which is one of the leading online continuing education platforms for busy fitness professionals in the world, where we take pride in presenting accredited, convenient, and affordable continuing education for personal trainers and Group X and health coaches and even fitness enthusiasts who are looking to up level their education because maybe you are super stressed and you want some breath work, or you know someone who's been diagnosed with Parkinson's and you want to understand what you can do to better serve them, or maybe it's you. So that is, aside from my kind of fitness and all the things that I do in the background, I really want to be here today to advocate the importance of education and what that can do for your career, for your business. I always grew up with a mother who said that education is something that can never be taken away from you. And if you're going to invest in something, invest in education, because it will always come in handy. And as a former investment banker and athlete and educator and English teacher and coach, every single thing that I've ever been educated in, it may seem a little bit all over the place, but my exercise science was just kind of on top, and all the chronic disease information I did was just kind of in addition to what was already the foundation. So that's what I think we need to go back to today, of I'm going to stir the pot and say, I'm done with the influencers. And I'm ready for some quality education and people that have a certification. Are you learning? That's it.
So tell me more about that. Let's start there. So, I've heard you say that a few times that you're done with influencers. And when you're talking about that, you're really talking about the health coaches and fitness professionals who are out there kind of, they're educated in how to market and how to sell their product, but they're not necessarily keeping up with the latest information that will help their clients. Is that what you're referring to when you say you're done with influencers?
I think there's a lot. I think there you can unpack that in many different ways. That we all want you want the quick fix. The quick fix is, the pill, the potion, I'm going to give, thousands and thousands of dollars and automatically I'm going to be making, 8 figures. It doesn't happen overnight, right? It's a lot of education that goes into this. And, it's the people you surround yourself with. I'm never going to be born to a celebrity mom. That passed. So what is it that I can do, to make an impact? And the impact is let's learn as much as we can. The way that I was able to up and come in the fitness world, like Ingrid, I was the 2023 fitness instructor of the year. And I always say, I wasn't a fitness instructor full-time. I wasn't always full-time in the fitness industry, but
that's so rare.
But the thing is that I, over 20 years, have had like 18 different certifications, have always been studying, reading articles, getting every type of CEC that I could. And honestly, I don't even care about, CECs when I say I want to take that workshop, I want that course, because I want to learn. It made me marketable and it made me able to speak to a large audience. So when I go to an athlete and I talk about their mental health, because I've been studying it, I've been living it. I know what it's like to, hey, yeah, you know what? I did have a mom have cancer and go through that, but also I studied cancer and exercise. I didn't just make it up. That's, I think, the difference of, you have to have some sort of education and facts behind what you're saying. And if you're 20 and you're telling me, here's what you need to eat to have a 6-pack, step aside, girlfriend, because you know what I mean? These are the things, please don't tell me about wrinkles. You're 21 years old. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, only because are you certified to talk about that? That's all. I just want to know.
I think what education can do for somebody like that, or even somebody that's kind of switching specialties, recently I've been talking about business for 5 years with health pros and fitness entrepreneurs. And recently I took a contract with the National Guard where I am a health coach. And I was like, holy shnikes, I have never worked full-time as an actual health coach, which is really exciting because I think I can help my clients in new ways once I get on the other side of this. But also, I had to go and re-up my certifications because I had no confidence in what I was saying. It was all really old information. I think the last time I took a full certification was a good while ago. And so I wasn't keeping up with that stuff. And before I could really confidently speak with a client, I had to go get some serious education, read some books. I took a new nutrition certification, and I'm just in the process of going through all of the education I can get.
To your point, Kelly, I took a 2-day certification last year. Yeah. Two full days to get certified in something that
and we've been in the industry for like 30 years.
Wanted to know because I knew it would up level the people that I work with.
Mm-hmm. And I love that you're using the word confidence, because I think that's the first thing that any student in any realm receives, is that gift of confidence. You Amen. Know what you're talking about. And Amen. That just is this intangible that you can leverage in any aspect of your life or your career. And so as educators, I love leading workshops, and you see that light go off, right? When people are like, oh, that's the science behind that, or that's the truth behind that myth. you know.
Yeah.
And I think we're in this
And then you
time.
can speak in like a different, deeper, more resonant way
Precisely.
versus just kind of regurgitating what you know to be true because you heard an expert say it.
Yeah. And I think we definitely are competing with, as you say, the influencers and the lies that are out there that are, it's a big hurdle to get over. But
Yeah.
I think when, we can just keep on keeping on preaching.
But,
And
coming back to that point of confidence, they are coming with confidence, even though it might be shallower or,
yes,
less hard fought
we're
than the confidence that we've
time.
got.
Yeah.
And sometimes just re-upping what you already know or getting the latest stuff because you're in the courses and you're hearing some stuff for the fifth time and some stuff that feels new. It can give you that extra boost of confidence, and confidence is what sells clients.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Love it. So one of the things that we talked about in the green room before we came on live was, when is it beneficial to invest the time and money, and when should you let it go? So I'd love to pose that question to both of you.
Well, I think that there's certain things that if you're working with certain demographics or you want to grow in your industry or there's something new that comes out, let's make this relevant to what we're talking about right now. So if you're someone who's like, hey, I work with athletes, I work with people with, injuries, I work with people with diseases, I work with the general population who needs mobility, who doesn't want to die in the gym because it's about longevity. How many different new ideas do you have that make it fresh, that you can use? If you're going to walk into a new client or a new business or a new gym, right? And let's use Ingrid's program, Masingi, right? Basic mobility, right? This is not something that you're going to die. It really helps your strength, your balance, your mobility. It's inclusive. Kids can do it. 80-year-old people can do it. These are things that it's really important to learn, new programs that are out there, because maybe this is something that you can go to a facility and say, by the way, do you have, I just got certified in this new program, Masingi. I'd love to do a demo class for your fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. That is how I lived my whole life in the industry. I would get certified in whatever came out that was new, that I thought was really interesting. And I'd go pitch it everywhere, universities to gyms. And that wasn't even my full-time job. That was just like, I wanted to get into this place. Hey, I just got certified. And then Zumba came out. I got certified in Zumba. And I was like, hey,
that's
I'm
how
Zumba
you
instructor.
Were able to kind of get your foot in the door in a competitive market as an instructor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Zumba, Pilaxing, all these new programs. I was the first to bring it to areas because I was like, this is new. This is cool. I'm going to do this. And then that opens up doors for you. And now, whether or not, I want
everyone to hear that. I'm going to interrupt you for just a second, because I want everyone to hear that's thinking about the African dance format that Ingrid brings to the table, Masingi, because I think there are so many places where that specific, I think it has wide appeal, but I think there are also really specific geographic areas where if you are struggling to get classes or need attention, that you could be going to gym owners and community centers and saying, I've got this special thing and it's just right for your population.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. Because that's part of why I designed Masingi, which is a Swahili word that means foundational, and it also means to bring together. But to create something new is to differentiate in a crowded market, right? And we're in a time where we know we still aren't meeting the needs of the vast majority of the sedentary, unhealthy population. So Masingi is a way to just infuse a new culture, a new lens, and a new way to move, but in a very sensible, practical, science-based way. So it's just one of, it's a new format, but it's something that you can approach any provider, any club, any studio and say, hey, I've got this new thing. And everyone loves a new thing, right? Especially if it's inclusive and practical and functional. So that's definitely something that Christine and I have been able to partner on. My course is on FitFix Now, and it's a workshop that introduces you to the movements, and then you can go on and take the full certification through me.
Love it. Love it. Christine, so good. I think that you were raising some really good points, and I wanted to inject that little piece, but I want to let you continue if there was a final piece of that.
Yeah, I just think the more that you can learn, the more that you could piece things together and even make things your own. The one, huge piece of advice, you said it before, there's conferences, there's things you can go to. Yes, we have things at the tips of your fingers at your computer. I love doing things live. Don't get me wrong. There's an energy, there's that connection. It is really important, but let's be honest, it is not something that everyone can do. Time is a huge issue. Think about all the people that are working full time that are not in fitness all the time, but you want to keep teaching. This is a love that you have, a joy. And the people that have little kids or you're a single parent, it's very difficult to go away in that respect. In addition, the money, right? Again, I remember, one of the pain points, I say the reason why I'm so passionate about FitFix Now is because these are pain points that I had in my early 20s. I couldn't afford to go to fly across the country to all these beautiful, amazing conferences. I would have loved to go to them, but I couldn't afford it. And I didn't have the time off from work. And right now, I think this is an opportunity for everybody, but I'm even thinking you're in your 20s right now, you're just getting certified. Listen, here's a great opportunity to keep your certifications and learn and grow. Take these programs. Now, it's something that's affordable. And I know I didn't mention it before, but these workshops, these intro courses, it's continuing ed. Go get your certification as a personal trainer, Group X, whatever, and then come here to up level. And
thank you for saying that. That's something we didn't cover.
Right.
We're not talking about certifications. No. We're talking about once you're in the door, do you keep a certification if it's dependent on continuing ed? Do you let it go? And where do you get that continuing education in a way that works for our lives now?
So I was going to say, and I'm going to ask Ingrid this. So everything that I offer is like $29 to like $40.
So affordable.
Workshops,
so
right?
Affordable.
It's all video. So it's, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I'm only a reader, I'm a listener. Like it has all of it. So that's number one. The certification gets printed right away. So that you don't have to wait for mailings or anything, you just save it.
I love that.
But the other thing that I would say is that personally, people ask me all the time, what certification, if I'm just going to get a personal trainer or Group X, should I get? And I always say something that's accredited. And, they'll ask me and I'll tell them straight up. I said, listen, if you don't have a certification and it's not something accredited, I'm not hiring you. And I say it to people very matter of fact, like I wouldn't hire you. No. Would someone? Maybe, yeah, but I would not. So you could take that for your.
Yeah, it always baffles me that there isn't that firm understanding. It's liability. It's like, do you want to get sued or not? Like those are literally the two questions that you need to ask yourself. And if you don't,
and you can't get insurance if you don't have the right certifications and the right continuing ed to keep those certifications current.
Insurance, personal liability insurance, is going to cost you the same or more without the education. So it's kind of like, it's a no-brainer from my perspective, but over time, as you say, we're in different times, and I have instructors who've been teaching 20, 30 years, 40 years in some cases, and they used to carry 4 or 5 different certifications because they loved education, but it was also affordable back then. And now I'm finding that they really need to kind of hone in and target, okay, what is of greatest value to me? And let me keep this 1, maybe 2 certifications, but those are still needing to be maintained through the act of getting continuing education. And what I'm also finding is that rather than, the 1 or 2 big main conferences, people are changing their habits. They're getting into more bite size or snack size continuing education as a monthly or bi-monthly habit. If I can just take this little workshop, in September, then I'll take another one in January or what have you, and I can keep up my credits without getting stressed out at the end of my expiry by having to get this huge amount all at once that is
Yeah,
likely going to involve travel and hotel and whatnot. So
I love that.
this platform of FitFix now, as the namesake, right? It fixes a lot of problems and a lot of challenges for folks.
So, Christine, if someone was going to implement a habit of doing some continuing ed every, let's say, 2 weeks or a month, or how often and kind of how would they implement that using a FitFix Now membership?
So there's two things. Number one is that there's a lot of people that come a la carte and they're like, wow, that's really cool. I just want to see what this is. And then there's people that say, throughout the year, because they budget. So instead of dropping, it could be $800 to $1,500 if you're going to a conference, right? Your food, your travel, your hotel, the cost of the conference, it could be a lot. So many people I see are budgeting. They will come on and do a course every 2 months or every month. And it's, $29 to $39. And literally you could sit there and just, you're waiting in an airport. That's one of the stories about FitFix, is that some woman wrote in and was like, this was really awesome. I was waiting for my plane in the airport and I just did my 2-hour CEUs.
Oh, yeah. That is the beauty of the world we live in right now, isn't it?
So that I see a bunch as well. And then the other thing that, a lot of people don't take advantage of is that we do have a yearly membership that if you, I think it's about $159 that for the whole year, you have access to the whole platform. So you could take every single course if you'd like. However, a lot of people are overwhelmed by that, but that is another thing to take advantage of, just to think about. But again, those bite-sized pieces really do help with the budget.
I love that.
And I would just add that as much as, we love our conferences, it's always a lot to pack into 2 or 3 days. And the value of being in person is also the networking and the collegial, bonding that we can take advantage of. And when you can get your CECs in another practical way that's really top level and targeted, it's almost like you can create this balance. Go to the conferences if you can, but enjoy the networking, enjoy the trade show, and maybe you don't have to be so stressed about getting all your CECs because you have this fantastic alternative.
Ingrid, I'm over here giggling because a friend of mine and I always say the conference happens in the bar. From a business perspective, the conference always happens in the bar. So I love everything that you guys have had to say. I think that you've given some really actionable strategies for keeping up with CEUs. I think that Christine, you offer a great tool for helping people start and continue the habit of just doing bite-sized continuing ed over the year rather than waiting till one weekend and trying to cram it all in and not remembering anything and just being like, shoo, I got it over with. Now we can really onboard the information. We can really walk forward with confidence, which is what sells clients. So I would love for you both to just tell us more about the continuing education opportunities that you've got for our audience going forward, and then we will wrap it up.
I'm just going to say that it's FIT, FITFIXNOW now, FitFixNow.com. You go there. There's actually a free 2 CEUs that we offer everyone just for coming to the website. It's a great, kind of be successful in the fitness industry by kind of some OGs that give you some really great advice. So we give that to you in hopes that you will come back and take advantage of some of the other really amazing instructors, doctors, nutritionists, physical therapists, exercise scientists, and of course, personal trainers and Group X that you're going to find on there. I think what's really important when you're doing continuing education, which we didn't talk about, make sure it's quality continuing education. There's something to be said for, hey, here's $25.
and there's an article that I already know the answers to. Listen, interact. If you're going to take this and you're going to say, hey, I think I want to learn about Masingi, I think I could bring it, and this could be a great marketing tool. You're going to see Ingrid on there. She's going to give you her information. And this is another great way. If you're not at a conference, you can reach out to these instructors. We actually we just started a Fit Fix Now Mentors. Once a month, we have a meeting, starting out with a lot of colleges and universities, but we're opening it up to anyone who wants to come and sit and just ask questions. It's an hour every month. And if you sign up for the free course, you're going to get the email that says, hey, if you'd like to join us. But a lot of it has to do with some of these questions. You may be sitting there right now saying, oh, wait, but we're going to take a deep dive into some of this stuff. So I'm really excited about
genius. I love that. I'm really excited to hear that.
Mm-hmm. And free.
Can't be
amazing. Amazing. And Ingrid, where can they find you?
Okay, well, as I mentioned, I am with Fitness World, so you can check out fitnessworld.ca, but the Masingi side of things is at masingimovement.com. So that's MSINGI movement.com. And of course, my workshop is on Fit Fix Now, $29. Get your CECs that way, get an introduction to this innovative movement practice. The results that I'm hearing from the 15 instructors who are currently teaching this format to dozens of people, you get to move pain-free. You get to focus on functional strength and mobility and feel good and reconnect with the joy of moving well and easily. So that's the point of Masingi. If you want to find out more about it, again, it's masingimovement.com or email info@masingimovement.com. I am offering a live stream class on March 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
So get registered.
So jump on in. Again, the information is on my social channels. So that's again at Masingi Movement. It's a little bit of a fundraiser supporting Black business in BC. And it's going to be a great introduction to what the movement practice is all about. And then, of course, there's the workshop, always available on Fit Fix Now. And above and beyond that, the full certification course, the next live stream, is going to be in a pretty fantastic place. April 27th is the next course that is going to be live streamed from the beaches of the Dominican Republic. So
I want to talk about that with Christine a little bit more too. Okay, tell us what you're talking about there.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of part 2 of Christine and I partnering up with a retreat that Christine does annually. And this retreat takes place in a fabulous resort called Villa Serena, again in the Dominican Republic. So it's a 4-day retreat from April 24th to the 28th. And part of that retreat is going to be this element of Masingi. I'll be teaching class and then teaching the full course on the Sunday of that retreat. So it's just 4 hours in person or online, and then an additional 4 hours of your own practice to get your full certification. But it's valued at 1.2 CECs for most major providers. And again, if you want to not only invest in yourself, but learn something new, leverage something innovative and unique that you can take to your group fitness manager or your local university or all of these other venues that we know have class schedules, be that person. Be that person that offers something incredibly, again, innovative and inclusive. And you're well on your way to just opening more doors.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So I've put your link into the comments. I have put Christine's link into the comments as well. Ingrid, I'm going to take you off the screen. I'm going to put Christine on the spot to talk a little bit more about the retreat that's coming up.
Good.
Ingrid, thank you so much for being with us.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Christine, are there still spots?
There are, and I apologize because I have to run.
So sorry.
Yes, so I've got to get out of here, but I will tell you real fast. There are some spots left for the retreat, April 24th to April 28th, Reinventing the Woman. It is at a private boutique. Amazing, just unbelievable, relaxing, refreshing. We take over the entire boutique hotel in La Samana in the Dominican Republic. We fly into Santo Domingo, and we then head to the most beautiful place in the world, where we have the entire retreat. Every room is ocean view with balconies and hammocks, and we've got a shala where we, have some breath work or yoga if you want it. We take excursions. It is just the most relaxing, rejuvenating experience that I cannot even put into words. But if you have if you really need to reset, re-stress, or de-stress, and this is a great time to either go by yourself, grab a girlfriend, grab a sister, grab a mother, and just disconnect. It is life-changing for many people. So that is easy to reach out to me. You can go to rtwtribe.com and email to get information. Or you could reach out directly to me, is fine, on my website, my personal website, ContiFit, ContiFit.com. There's information on there that you can go right to as well. But it is definitely amazing. And Ingrid is going to be doing some Masingi while we're there. So that should be exciting as well.
Well, excellent. And if you've got to go, please just go ahead and jump off. I'm going to talk about the opportunity for one person to take my spot at the retreat, because I cannot go. All right. So y'all.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.
I almost cried when you started talking about how it was so rejuvenating and wonderful. I was like, are you kidding me? I can't believe I've got this. Okay. So I was registered to go on Christine's retreat, Reinventing the Woman, rtwtribe.com. I'm not able to take my spot. So I'm offering one lucky person my spot and the money that I have paid toward the trip. So if you're interested and you might want to take that spot of mine, send me a message. Let's talk about it, and I'll give you all of the details. That is April 24th to 28th, Dominican Republic. It's going to be amazing. I've got a conflict and I can't go. So I've paid some money toward it already, and I'm donating that to one lucky person. So just send me a message. All right. Ingrid, thank you so much.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, so good. So good having everybody here. I will see everyone soon.
All right. Take care.